Okay, so I finally got the family to come out here and help. So hopefully I can get a lot of this stuff mowed down because it's starting to take over. So this is basically kind of a before shot. There's the garden. There's all of that. And there's a bunch of weeds back in there. Alright, so anyway, here's the before shot. Well, I have to evict my first squatter, so I don't want to run this little guy over, so I'm going to take him and set him over the fence. This is the first turtle we've seen out here this year, so...
The kids are wanting to keep him, but
yeah,
we're not going to do that. We might collect some of them later on in the summer for turtle races and then let them go. At our church, they have...
paint their shells.
Yeah, they paint the shells and have turtle races and have all kinds of competitions and stuff.
Well, try to zoom in on his little crack there, see if you can you see him?
Not really, not too good. There we go, maybe. Yeah, it adjusted and you can see him a little bit.
Well, anyway, I don't want to hurt them or nothing. They don't hurt anything. They're good to have around, so I'll just set him over the fence so I don't hit him with the lawnmower. Okay, guys, well, sorry about this, but we got to working and messing around and forgot to film a lot of it, so I'll film some now, though. We dug out a whole bunch of rocks from this area over here. I'm talking, all those rocks up there came out of this spot, every one of them. So, picked up quite a few rocks out of here so I could mow this down. I haven't yet, but I will. Cut up a bunch of these trees. I still have a little bit of brush to carry over, but got our brush fire started here. Hopefully we don't catch the woods on fire again. But anyway, so we're getting there. I just thought I would show a little bit in the middle maybe because, like I said, we had forgot to film any of the digging up the rocks or any of that stuff, but I guess it's all pretty straightforward, so. Okay, well, we've been here all day. We've dug a gajillion rocks out, picked up a bunch of rocks. This area over here is now safe to mow. We picked up most of the rocks over here where it's safe to mow. I have finished cutting up all the trees that were laying there. I just have to drag the logs off now. I'm just going to pile the logs up right there and cut them up into firewood at my leisure. So, none of this is getting mowed today. And the reason is somebody doesn't want me to get anything done. First, I paid $120 for that trailer, and it's all messed up. Then, the mowing deck on the mower broke. And it broke tragically and fatally. I'm talking, it is totally broke loose on all 3 points. And I don't even know if they make this lawnmower anymore, so I don't know if I can get any parts for it, or I don't know how screwed I really am, but it's really frustrating when you work all day long and then all that's left is the mowing and you can't do it, you know. It seems like everything I do out here is like literally an uphill battle. because of how steep the hillside is. Haha. No, but it's, everything out here is very, very hard. You know, it's not easy. I mean, you think, you know, oh, let's go pick up some rocks. And that, you know, that doesn't sound too hard. But when you have to use a pick and dig rocks out bigger than basketballs, I mean, I'll show you some of these rocks. They're, I mean, they're giant. They're not just like little rinky-dink rocks. I mean, look how big that is compared to my foot. I wear a size 12. Massive, massive rocks. So, I'm very frustrated that everything keeps breaking. You know, I buy all this stuff that says, you know, heavy duty on it, and just like that little trailer, it was supposed to, it said like super heavy duty. You know, it had a 1,200 pound carrying capacity. But then I had maybe 600 or 700 pounds of rocks in it, and it totally messed up. I mean, every, you know, 3 or 4 different parts of it just totally messed up. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't look like the gauge of metal that would be super heavy duty to me. But, you know, whatever. And then my lawnmower, it's about on its last leg anyway. Well, I hate to say that because even though it looks like crap, it runs like a top. I've never had any problems out of it. This is the first thing that's really happened that really has me thinking like, okay, do I try to fix it or scrap it or what? Because, I mean, I don't even know if they make this model anymore, or if I can get parts for it or anything. Let me go ahead and get a little shot of that for reference when I get home. So anyway, so I guess that's about all we're going to get done today. At least I got all the trees cut up and everything. Like I said, I just have to drag all the logs over to this little pile so I can cut them up into wood. Probably go ahead and shove everything back up on top of that brush pile before we leave, but oh boy, I guess that's about it. I might post a video later on tonight about whether or not I can find parts for this thing. If I can't, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I really seriously, you know, there's no joking around, there's no, you know, exaggeration. I just cannot afford to buy another riding mower. There's no freaking way. Just to get a new deck, or even just that one blade shaft part, would probably like be stretching it pretty tight. So anyway, I guess that's it for now.